Ian Boyne's life and work could very well be summed up in the words of Frederick Douglass, and I quote, "Those who profess to favor freedom and yet depreciate agitation are men who want crops without plowing up the ground." Through his struggles, Ian has made a memorable impact not only on our country, but on discerning persons across the world. His intellectual rigor, along with his genuine interest in individual achievement at all levels of society, combined to make him a truly unique symbol of Jamaican genius. We have all, in one way or another, benefited from his contribution or from the contribution of this scholarly and dignified gentleman whose life was built on the foundations of personal faith and Christian witness. He stimulated generations of people to think for themselves, to believe in themselves, and to aspire to high ideals. His boundless energy and ease of manner inspired both admiration and emulation, although it is difficult to conceive of his equal in the future that he leaves us to envision. I will always be grateful for the conversations we shared and for the professionalism which he displayed in dealing with national issues. He was a true patriot, unencumbered by fanaticism or fear, and he has provided for us a body of ideas and perspectives to which we can turn as we pursue the ongoing task of nation building. I will always be grateful for his help and support. I cannot express how sad and surprised I was to hear of his illness and subsequent passing. This passing has left a void in this country that may not be filled in my lifetime. Lady Allen joins me in mourning his sad and unexpected passing. Margaret, Kellyanne, Andre, Brienne, and family members, please accept our condolences and be secured in the knowledge that you are in our prayers.
We gather here this morning to celebrate an exceptional and extraordinary personality, Ian Anthony Boyne. A man who could speak truth to power and do so with respect, honor, and dignity. You know, Ian rose to such a level of esteem and regard. Clearly, he was in a class by himself. I speak on behalf of the Union of Prime Ministers that have benefited from his service. And right about this time, I would be in close contact with Ian because I would have had to lean on him for the preparation of my budget presentation. And so too would have Prime Minister Golding and Prime Minister Simpson Miller. So when you hear talk of a void left, it is a real void. But the Union of Prime Ministers would also agree that Ian is the only civil servant, public servant, that we know that could criticize the government and get away with it. But that is speaking truth to power. And when you do it with respect, honor, and dignity, no one can question the truth. Ian's endearing spirit and personality, coupled with his voracious appetite for knowledge and learning, placed him at the pinnacle of the field of journalism. He was always passionate, but never combative, well-read and profoundly intellectual, but never arrogant, treating all with the same level of respect and decorum. He had the uncanny ability to make all feel at ease, bringing his tremendous knowledge to simple interactions. There was an undeniable presence of smiles, happiness, and of course, the unmistakable, robust laugh. A very well-accomplished speechwriter for countless political figures, and his career spanned many administrations. He distinguished himself as fair, fearless, and balanced, and factual. It is a testament to his unquestionable integrity and character that he never compromised his ethics and principles or shied away from giving his forthright opinion. He spent decades crossing multiple media platforms with professionalism and ease. Simply put, Ian Boyne was truly first class. Jamaica has lost a true patriot. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, the purpose of life is not just to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Ian followed the dream, attained success, making and leaving an indelible, important, and lasting mark. His was a life well lived.
My tribute to the late Ian Boyne, accomplished journalist, dear friend, and a fine human being. Today we gather to celebrate the life of an outstanding Jamaican, a true icon. Ian could be considered as one who walked with kings, but never lost his common touch. He mingled with politicians, but never became political. He was forceful in his views, but was never offensive. He was more than a journalist. He was a lifelong scholar, a man on a mission to unearth, expose, and celebrate the passions, aspirations, and achievements of our people in a way that have inspired generations of Jamaicans. He will undoubtedly go down in history as one of Jamaica's most talented, celebrated, and accomplished journalists, one who could be described as the journalist's journalist. Ian's contribution to the media landscape in Jamaica was remarkable, and his contribution to the national consciousness was immense. This remarkable Jamaican has left us a proud legacy of discipline, professional excellence, hard work, determination, wholesome values, and healthy attitudes. His body of written and recorded work will live on through the annals of time and will serve as beacons and guiding posts for generations to come. Ian was an honest man who was never afraid to speak his mind, and as he liked to put it, to speak truth to power. However, he always spoke those truths so eloquently, so gently, and in such a diplomatic way that you were inclined to consider his advice whether or not you agreed with him. I regarded Ian as my friend, and I remember the days when I was Prime Minister, and he would, when the team felt that everything was okay and they were setting up, he would arrive and he would sit there and he would wait to the end of the presentation. He was a very special person. And I remember how kind he was and gentle to me when I served as Prime Minister of this country. And he would never allow me to record anything that would be published unless he was there. Ian was my friend, therefore my memories of him are many and very fond. We had a wonderful relationship. He was someone whom I greatly admired and appreciated. His memory will be secured in my heart as a dear friend, an advisor, and tower of strength, both professionally and personally. I will miss his telephone calls, his insightful commentary on Sundays, and the exposure he gave to so many Jamaicans. We will remember him for his rollicking laughter that rung out across interview tables as he dug deep into the lives of his interviewees. He will be truly missed. Ian was a happy man who lived life to the fullest and had few regrets, if any. He would therefore be quite at home with the words of poet Edwin Arlington Robinson in his poem Happy Man, when he said, and I quote, "When these graven lines you see, traveler, do not pity me. Though I am among the dead, let no mournful words be said. Children that I leave behind, and their children, all were kind. Near to them and to my wife, I was happy all my life. Now, and with no need of tears, here they leave me full of years. Leave me to my quiet rest in the region of the blessed." When I said no tears, I knew when I got the message that Ian had passed, I cried, because I remembered the work and the days he spent at Jamaica House when I was Prime Minister, and we had to do some speeches. Rest in peace, my brother, my friend. Rest in peace. Sleep on in God's eternal embrace.